Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, morning, whatever time it is for you right now. I am Nikema Prophet. I work as the Associate Community Marketing Manager at Armory, and I'm here with my co-lead, Ige, for
Yeah,
the
hi.
Contributor Experience SIG. Oh yeah, sorry, Ige, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. Good day, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, wherever you're streaming from or joining us from. My name is Ige Adetokunbo Temitayo. I'm a co-SIG lead of the Contributor Experience SIG, and I'm so excited and happy to be sharing our experience on our journey towards the Contributor Experience SIG. Please stay tuned for more details. Thank you.
Yes, I am excited too. Now I gotta grab my slides. And okay, so we're gonna start by talking a little bit more about us. Ige goes first.
My name is Ige Adetokunbo. I currently work with Emirates Airline as a DevOps engineer. I have a background in computer science from Babcock University in Nigeria. Then also I possess a master's degree in business information technology from Middlesex University. I'm very passionate about technology. I am passionate about technology, cloud technologies, incident management, infrastructure as a code, continuous deployment, integration, SRE, and DevOps. I'm so happy to be sharing our journey on the contributors experience, how we started and what we're up to. I'm also active on social media, on LinkedIn, Twitter. From time to time, I try to blog, although I have a lot of articles still in a draft mode, hoping to publish them very soon. And I also try to contribute to various open source whenever I see, whenever there is a need, I try to contribute. So my GitHub handle is on the screen, my Twitter handle is on the screen, and LinkedIn. For hobbies, I like to network, meeting people, just getting to know about what people are up to, networking. I'm passionate about continuous learning and improvement. So I like to do this a lot from time to time, try to lay my hands on new technology, try to ensure that I learn new things daily. I'm into gaming. I play games as well once in a while, then also photography. And finally, I like hanging out with friends and families. Although during this COVID period, we are meant to have we're not supposed to have a contact with people, but I try to reach out to friends and family using any medium, online medium mechanisms out there, such as Google Meet or Zoom, WhatsApp. Just try to check up with friends, just know what they're up to, if they are okay. Because in times like this, whereby people are not going out, at times they might be restless at home. Just try to hang out with them, have a virtual coffee hangout, and just chat about life, about what's going on and what they are up to currently. Thank you very much for joining us on our journey. We'll need your help to make sure to actualize our dreams and goals towards this SIG. And stay tuned to hear more about our journey and how you could contribute to our SIG and also help us to move it from this level to the next level where we are hoping it gets to. Thank you.
Awesome. I'm Nikema. I'm community marketing manager at Armory. I have my links here, and I will also provide the slides so that you all can just click and connect with us. My hobbies are making art, including with code and technology. I like to read self-improvement, books, and I like being a lifelong learner and learning new things and new ways to express myself. Let's see. So we are going to talk about what the Contributor Experience SIG is, our motivation for getting involved, how we got started, like a little bit about the story of how we got here, what we're focusing on to start with, and we will be continuously asking and inviting you to join us and work with us. So let's see. So what is the Contributor Experience SIG? Do you want to go in on this slide, Ige? Or
okay,
shall we?
yeah. Okay, I could go first, then you could, join me in the middle. Okay. So before I was, at the beginning, when I was introduced to be part of the co-lead for Contributor Experience SIG, I had no understanding about what a SIG is all about. So it also gave me an opportunity to learn about the SIG and what SIG means generally. So SIG is Special Interest Group. The purpose of establishing a SIG is to be able to solve a specific problem or a topic area. So the essence of a SIG is to identify a problem and try to resolve the problem in any possible way. So that is part of the main essence of a SIG. So from this slide here, we have a definition here, which says Contributor Experience SIG is responsible for improving the experience of those who contribute upstream to the Spinnaker project. So who is a contributor? A contributor is anybody that is working on a particular subject, on a particular topic, or on a particular area. So bringing it down to Spinnaker. So contributor experience, a contributor in Spinnaker can be referred to as developers, people that write articles, operators, people that use Spinnaker from time to time. So the reason why why I was actually motivated to co-lead this SIG is to be able to solve specific problems that I feel I've been able to identify while working on the Spinnaker project. I was introduced to Spinnaker back then in my former company, where we did a POC on how Spinnaker works. We're having several challenges, and after doing some research online, we discovered that Spinnaker will solve the problems. But the challenge that we had while getting started is it was very difficult to get started on Spinnaker because we didn't see enough documentation or resources out there. And I feel that this is a gap which needs to be filled, because a lot of people want to contribute or even play around with Spinnaker with the project, but they don't know how to get started, because at times, from the stories I've heard from different people, even for developers to write plugins and to do several things, it takes them like 6 months to even get onboarded. So I feel that by having this contributor SIG, we'll be able to bridge the gap and also work with other SIG to reduce the barrier to entry. So Nikema, over to you, please.
I think you covered this slide, but let's see what's on our next. Oh yeah, I'll talk more about, I guess I'll start for this slide. I think you covered that one pretty well. So why, we wanted to talk about our personal reasons for forming the SIG and getting involved. So Ige brings a developer perspective. I am bringing more of a community perspective. I am participating in the Spinnaker community as part of my job, but I like to add value to the communities that I am a part of. I have a passion for building inclusive spaces, especially in tech. I want to reduce the friction and the barriers that up to entry that, you know, new contributors are facing when they're trying to become part of a community. And yeah, my last point was a poor experience repels people who have a lot to offer, because if it's too hard to get in and it's too hard to get help, then people are just going to turn away and find someplace else to go. So I think for the health of the community, we want to be known as a place that is welcoming and appreciative of the people who participate.
Yeah. Well, okay. Thank you very much for that, Nikema. So I'll just add a few points as well. So part of what's actually motivated me is part of the reason is to also contribute to the current documentation which we have. Work with the other SIGs, like the documentation SIG, on how to improve the existing documentations. So our plan is to, from time to time, we would write different articles and blogs on different topics or different deliverables on Spinnaker, ask the SME, subject matter experts, to go through these technical articles and blog posts just to be sure that they're up to date and the quality is good enough to share with the public. Once this has been approved by the SMEs, then our next aim is to publish them on the Spinnaker blog, so this will be accessible by everybody. And we can also work with the documentation SIG on incorporating some of the articles we've written into the current website, so that when people want to onboard, it will be easier for them to onboard easily. Because in most cases, I've seen, you know, people having to spend a lot of time trying to understand the documentation, finding their way around. So I feel that this is an opportunity for us to try to improve certain things and, you know, reduce the barrier to entry. A lot of people want to contribute to open source. A lot of people want to try out new technologies, but when they start hitting roadblock at the beginning, they tend to be discouraged. Part of what has motivated me is to reduce that barrier to entry, to make sure that people can easily get onboarded. People are excited. We don't want to reduce their excitement, or we don't want to be a blocker to their excitement. We want them to be really excited about the project, willing to contribute to the community. And we're using this opportunity to invite technical and non-technical contributors. We even need more of non-technical contributors, because part of what we have to be doing has to do with a lot of documentation, a lot of speaking with different SMEs, try to write blog posts, do some tutorials on YouTube, just to make sure that the community is reaching up. And we also want to use the opportunity to build a community whereby people can come over, ask few questions. People are very free. They can ask few questions, they can contribute. And even with this medium, we can even see there are also several opportunities whereby maybe people like a lot of people might find we can also get job opportunities from different communities, because a lot of people might reach out to us. Okay, I need somebody that can do this, that can do that. So there are several opportunities and endless opportunities. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. How we got started. We made a timeline slide. I don't know, I'm having, okay, no, I keep skipping. Okay, our timeline slide. We first started meeting to talk about this SIG, or the idea of it, in October of 2020. We were kind of, what's the word? Led. I don't think led is the word. The idea for this was before I joined Armory, and I think before Ige got connected with the Spinnaker community. my manager at the time, Rosalind Benoit, and Marky Jackson had the idea for a Contributor Experience SIG. And it was something that got picked up again after I started at Armory. So we started talking in October, and the two people with the original idea kind of said, why don't you two lead it? Like, we can advise, we can backseat drive to start. So that's kind of how we started. We submitted our charter via a pull request to the governance repo. That was in December 2020. We got some feedback, we got some things to work on and adjust, and we addressed those concerns. And that was like December through January. It was like a few weeks of that. And on January 13th, we were approved and the PR was merged and we became a SIG. Our first meeting was January 21st as a SIG. Let's see. So what we're focusing on to start, we're still very early, and a lot of this depends on getting more participation from the community. So please join us on Slack, and we are in our own channel where you can get in contact with us. So Ige, do you want to take this slide?
Okay. Before taking this slide, I just want to say something about how we got started. Thank you for that, Nikema.
Sorry, I didn't mean to skip over you.
No, it's okay. So I want to say big shout out to Marky and Rosalind for their support and guidance towards while we were trying to come up with the charter and before it got approved. So we had a lot of feedback from the TOC. Trying to so they were trying to make sure that we understand what we are trying to do, and also try to see how we could fit into the community and how we could add value. It took a lot of brainstorming, a lot of breakout sessions, and before our charter before it got approved. And we appreciate all the efforts of everybody that was involved towards the approval of the SIG. And we're so excited when the SIG was approved, because then we're officially, we officially got onboarded, and it was really a wonderful experience for me personally, because this is the first time I'll be getting involved in open source, and also first time I'll be a co-SIG, and I hope that we need everybody's help towards driving this SIG and towards contributing to the community. Over to you, Nikema.
Should I go into this this slide now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So our areas of focus to start are community engagement. So we have a lot of ground to cover and getting more into the community and more interactive. Let's see. Oh, yes. Making sure that documentation is accessible for onboarding and getting started. We will probably need to collaborate with other SIGs to get that going. We are also, as leads, and hopefully when more people join, we will be creating written content, guides, and tutorials, basic 101 type articles and technical writing. And yes, encouraging code and non-code contributions, which is personally very important to me. I think we all have something to contribute, and if you want to be a part of the community, just that that desire to contribute and be a member of something is enough. I'm sure you have something that you can do. So, and examples of that could be learning something and documenting your learning through blog posts or videos or streaming. You could write, submit issues, questions on our GitHub repos, come into the Slack if you get stuck on something. Even questions are contributions because, yeah, we're kind of in our our focus, and it's not easy to always identify when things aren't working. So questions when you get stuck are helpful. And yeah, even just bringing your personality and bringing your humanity to this space, it is a welcome contribution. And of course, developers and code contributions are important, but I also want to extra encourage people who don't code to get involved. Mentorship, I think Ige wanted to talk about more.
Okay, yes. Oh, okay, thank you, Nikema. So for mentorship, we are very passionate about creating a mentorship program. We are still on the planning phase for this. Our intention is to have one-on-one interactions between a mentor and a mentee, and to also have a monthly mentorship program whereby mentors whereby mentors catches up with their mentees once in a month. So the reason why we have two programs is because most mentors might be very busy during the week. So that is why we came up with the idea of having a monthly mentorship program and also a one-on-one mentorship program. So the monthly mentorship program would be an interaction between the mentor and a group of mentees. They meet monthly, they'll decide on the time and discuss about any topic or any subject areas, which any areas of their interest, while a one-on-one mentorship program would be an interaction between one mentor and one mentee. So I feel that this would be an opportunity for the SM. So the mentors will be the SMEs, subject matter experts. I feel that it will be an opportunity for people to be able to have an in-depth knowledge about any topic, any subjects, any topic, but basically it will be about CI/CD, about Spinnaker, and how Spinnaker integrates with other tools. It might be AWS, GCP, Azure. It might be maybe a deliverable or anything. But we can also come up with the idea of maybe having a draft for the topics, but we are still in the planning phase. And I feel this will really add value to our community because, for instance, during the garden days, I work with Victor, and he has already been engaged. He was a part of the participants for Google Summer Code, and he was a mentee. Based on his experience in the Google Summer Code, we're able to write MS Teams plugin for Spinnaker. So I feel that a mentorship program is very, very important. We are passionate about this, and this will be one of our goals this year, by God's grace, to ensure that we have a program for the mentorship program. It might not be perfect, but at least we'll try to get something started this year.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. Finding this. Join us. Please join us. We have this top link is the link to the charter we submitted. And if you would like to join us soon, we meet the first and third Thursdays of the month. There is a calendar. There are reminders in our Slack channel also. But yeah, if you want to get involved with the Contributor Experience SIG, our charter, it's time to review and make changes for that. So you can be a part of that conversation. Join us in Slack. That's join.spinnaker.io. There's also a community blog and a Twitter account. Let's see. Is that? I think that is our last slide. I also wanted to call out and thank the Kubernetes community and their Contributor Experience SIG, because we borrowed a lot from their charter to get started with ours, and they were also personally friendly and welcoming and to my questions as a newbie in open source. And I think that's all I have. Did you have any final thoughts?
Okay, I just want to say thank you very much for joining us and for staying to the end to listen to our journey. And we are so excited to have you on board. Looking forward to working with you and to also contributing. Looking forward to learning together and also growing together. Please feel free to reach us in any of our channel. You can reach us on Slack. You can reach us on Twitter. We're always welcoming and looking forward towards your feedback. Give us an advice on how we could make things better, or you could even tell us the challenges you are currently facing, and let's see how we could work towards solving most of these challenges. And we might, it's either we work with other SIGs or we could also work with people in the Armory community. And the part of the good thing about, I feel, about what we are doing is Nikema currently works in Armory, and it is always easier for her to get this feedback and try to tell his colleagues at the office about all these feedbacks. And I feel that we're going to add tremendous value. We are just getting started, and we are so excited about this SIG. And also shout out to the Kubernetes Contributor Experience SIG. They've been we borrowed a lot of ideas from them, And also once more shout out to Maki and Rosalind for their guidance and mentorship. Thank you.
Yes, I second that, and also thank you. So we are here to take feedback, questions, comments, and yeah, I guess see you around the internet. Hi.
Hi.
So thank you for staying with us and listening to our story of starting the SIG. I was just looking at the chat, and Tracy's idea to do something around Hacktoberfest sounds fun. So I think we should dig into that. I'm not really sure what to go about here. So I saw the message that says we are ending. Is that we're going until 7 or?
No, I think the session is for 30 minutes.
Okay. How are you doing today, Ige?
Fine, thank you. So I think the session is for 30 minutes, and this is the end of the session. Okay. Because we prepared for 1 hour. All right, thank you, everyone.
Let's see. So there is a Q&A section in the chat if anyone wants to add a question that we can respond to. That is there. Let's see. I'm going to create a poll. Okay. So I made the question in the poll is, do you find the Spinnaker community to be welcoming and friendly? Yes, no, sometimes, maybe half and half. If you could respond to that, that would be awesome. I think, oh yeah, awesome. Checking the chat. Thank you for checking out the SIG. Yes, join us in Slack. The link is join.spinnaker.io to get the Slack invite. And our channel is SIG-Contributor Experience. Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for joining. Let's see. Ige, do you want to add anything to our, I guess, our origin story about starting the SIG and what we've been doing so far?
Maybe you could help me.
Okay, yeah. Well, for me, it was, as like I mentioned earlier, it was suggested by Rosalind, who was my manager at the time at Armory. Would be a cool thing to do. I was a little bit nervous about it because I am pretty new to open source and dealing with governance and everything, like the pace of things. I'm also pretty new to Spinnaker, so it felt intimidating for me at the time to get involved as a leader when I don't have a lot of experience. But I do have experience as a human and as a person in communities. And that matters. So I did have to kind of get over that idea of like, I don't know anything, because I do. And I do have a lot to give. I really like to see communities that are open and welcoming and where people feel like they have, yeah, like they're wanted, like they're appreciated. And when we're talking about contributors, we would not have a community without that. So I'm glad that I got over that like fear of the unknown, I guess. But it's been a slow start for us. And do you want to add anything, Ige? I can talk about a slow start too.
Okay. Okay, so we are so excited about the SIG, and we are looking forward to working with a lot of contributors and people. And we hope to maybe by next Spinnaker Summit we'll have something much more interesting to offer. And we just want to add value and also get people more involved, and also try to create a lot of content, because in most cases when engineers are working on any topic, maybe like a deliverable in Spinnaker projects, it takes, in most cases, when you check Stack Overflow, you might not see anything. When you check Google, you might not see any articles. So our plan is to make sure that there will be a lot of content so that people could easily, this will help, the content will help people to finish up with their tasks on time. And they will also be able to empower other newbies and get more people involved in the community.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned newbies, because I think a lot of us in general feel like when we're a beginner, we don't have anything to offer, that we have to just sit back and try to learn before we can speak or before we can share anything. And I just want to encourage anyone out there, like if you have an interest in this community or any other community that you see during CDCon, like just your presence is a contribution. Like
yes.
being there and learning and interacting with people, asking questions, making comments, sharing your observations, tweeting, blogging, any of that stuff. Like, you don't have to be a technical expert to do those things. And it's also actually really valuable. Let's see. Ige, do you want to talk about how you use Spinnaker in your role at Emirates?
Okay, I think I'll talk about how I use Spinnaker recently on some personal projects that I've been doing. Okay, so recently I had to set up Spinnaker using Minaka. So I was trying out the new. Okay, so Minaka is a new way of installing Spinnaker in 10 minutes. So the goal of Minaka is to make sure that you could install Spinnaker in 10 minutes. So I had to work with Minaka. So what I did was to install Minaka on AWS using Terraform. So I used Terraform to spin up Minaka on AWS just to try out how Minaka works. Currently, Minaka is using, so Minaka is a lightweight. It works with EC2 instance K3. So like lightweight Kubernetes infrastructure. So it was very easy for me to bring up Spinnaker. The team in Armory did a lot of work, coming up with Minaka. So I was able to install Minaka within 10 minutes. And the open source projects in GitHub in Armory's organization has some sample pipelines. So I was able to set up Minaka, check out the sample pipelines, do some basic continuous deployment to see how it works. And Spinnaker takes a lot of stress, when developers want to get onboarded using Spinnaker, it makes it very, very fast for them to easily get onboarded and have a feel of what Spinnaker is all about.
I know like that was one of the pain points that I heard, that Spinnaker is just a beast to get started with. It's not a trivial task to undertake when you're just getting started. And I know you mentioned earlier that it would be helpful if we had more like onboarding guides to get people up and running quickly. Yeah. So that is something that we plan on doing in the near future, right?
Yes. Then another thing I like, so when I was even working with Spinnaker, because I use M1 chip, so the existing projects on Spinnaker does not even support M1 chip, but I went to Slack, and there's a group for Spinnaker on Slack channel. So I reached out to people and I got a response on how to fix my issues. So I'll say the Slack channel is also a good starting point for contributors. Once you're having any issues, once you put it out there on Slack, somebody will always try to assist you in resolving your issues. So the Slack channel is very helpful and useful.
Yes, and that is a nice way to contribute. Like if you get stuck on something, you can write a short blog post about, hey, this wasn't compatible and I didn't know where to go for answers, but this is how I solved this problem. And now the next person who's looking for that, the solution to that problem, they have it because you published it. So do not discount the value of content contributions. They are important. I will say for myself, I haven't gone through the whole process of getting up and running, but if it takes 10 minutes, I actually do have plans to do that. I was wrapping up some other projects at work, but pretty soon I'm planning to learn Spinnaker and learn the Armory Enterprise. So not learn it, but play with it. I am not in a role where it's necessary for me to know everything, but I do like to have a familiarity with the products I'm working with. Oh, that's a good idea. Do we have a Newcomers Channel in Slack for Spinnaker? I don't think we have a dedicated channel, and maybe we should. I would say come to the Contributor Experience channel and we will welcome you. But what do you think about that, Ige, as an idea? Do you think that we can handle it all in our channel? Like there's not a lot of traffic coming through our chat right now. So if you do show up there, we will see you and say hi. But should we have a dedicated newcomers channel with like maybe a welcome guide, getting started? I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yes, I think it's a good idea because we there was a time we had a conversation about having a new contributor guide, whereby we will have maybe different onboarding line items. So I think it will also be easier if we have such channel, so that once a new contributor joins in, they could easily have links to different onboarding documentation and guides. So this will get them get contributors started on time. I think it's a very wonderful idea.
Yes, thanks for that suggestion. I don't want to, not sure how to pronounce your name, but if you want to, I think we can invite people to, you can request to join us on camera or voice if you want. I'm pretty sure. So if anyone is interested, you can do that. Yeah, I didn't want to mispronounce your name. I don't think I have any results for the the poll that I made. Do you find the Spinnaker community to be welcoming and friendly? I'm going to answer myself.
I think I will also answer because I actually wanted to answer.
Oh, okay. I see. After you vote, you can see.
Okay.
Okay. I said sometimes. That was me. And we have some yeses, so that's a good sign. In the chat, I don't know if anyone wants to be more specific about your answer, like if you want to add some context or some detail. That is cool. Can you talk more about the mentorship program? How do I join? So I think the mentorship program, I will let Ige take it, but as far as I know, it is an idea that has not yet been implemented.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So for the mentorship program, we are still on the starting phase, and we're still trying to come up with the perfect guide because we need to get more contributors onboarded, SMEs. So we're still on the starting phase, but in the next few months, we should have something that we could share with the community.
Our other question we have is, any insights on Google Summer of Code from Spinnaker? And I can say that we have one student participating. His name is Daniel, and he's working on try.spinnaker.io. I'm gonna make a link to his project. Share link. I am excited to talk more with Daniel. I welcomed him, but we haven't had a conversation yet. But I would like to know, I would like to ask him, oops, that's not what I wanted. I'm trying to copy and paste the link and I'm repasting that slide link. Okay, here we go. I just pasted the link in the chat to the projects list for Google Summer of Code. And Daniel's working with Armory engineers as mentors. And I'd like to hear from him and see if he's interested in sharing more of his experience as the program progresses. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. I haven't checked in a couple of weeks on that. Okay, there's an anonymous question. Ige, can you take this one? Spinnaker needs, they're hearing that Spinnaker needs contributors to help in documentation, but what other help is needed in terms of technology stack?
So for me personally, I feel that there is a gap in onboarding different using Spinnaker in working with different cloud providers. So now, like I've seen a lot of more documentation and maybe few examples on AWS. I see a lot of people asking different questions in the Slack channel about other stack like Azure, GCP. So I feel that what I think that it will be helpful is to work with having different guides or examples on Azure and GCP, other technology stack too, and to also create different examples. So, for instance, like what Dana is working on is a very good thing. Like trying to trying out having people to be able to use Spinnaker. So the basic thing is just for us to come up with different guides using on how to use Spinnaker and how to do certain specific tasks in Spinnaker. I hope I answered the question.
Okay. No. Not sure where else to go. I just posted a link again to the slides, and I will post one more time the Spinnaker Slack link on .spinnaker.io. Oh, also, we are working on refreshing the Spinnaker.io website. We should be finished with that like within days, if not hours. So hopefully things, the new site gets approved and pushed out live before Spinnaker Summit ends. And I've personally been working on that, and I'm really excited to share the new look. Oh yes, join.spinnaker.io is the link to join Slack, our Slack workspace. And please do join if you have not. There's help if you have questions. Oh, that is the project for Google Summer of Code. So I think that is still in progress, and I'm not exactly sure how that works, like how it's presented at the end, but that is our student Daniel's project for Summer of Code. And let me see. I think I also have a link to his proposal that was accepted for the Google Summer of Code program. And I'm just gonna find that. I know it's on our website. I'll find that and share it. Okay, this is not the one, but oh, awesome. You made a channel for newcomers, and that was a great idea, and I'm glad you did it, so thank you. It's definitely okay and appreciated. So, okay. I pasted the link to our website. This is not the link I was looking for, but it was the list of projects that we kind of proposed for students to pick up. And the one that was accepted was try.spinnaker.io at the top. And I am excited to see the Newcomers Channel. And I'm going to join it right now so that I can be a part of the welcome wagon. Let's see. Okay, so I'm in. Okay, so I'm checking back to the poll, and we have 66.7% yes and 33.3% sometimes. I don't know, that's more positive than I thought it would be, because I was the sometimes, and I kind of felt like I didn't know how to get involved. Like it kind of felt to me like, yeah, I didn't know where to go to get started, or like, where do people who are going to contribute in the ways that I like to contribute, where do they go, and like, how do they, like, yeah, how do they find out what needs to be worked on? So that was, as I mentioned, part of my motivation for getting involved was like, yeah, providing that welcome and that direction to people who are new and want to contribute but don't know where to start. So yeah, that was why I picked sometimes. I haven't found that people have been unkind. It's just been confusing. And that confusion can kind of feel bad. It can feel unwelcoming if you show up and you don't know where to go or who to talk to. We are at time. I'm surprised, like, we filled up most of it. Not too much dead air, silence. And thank you so much for participating and for voting in the poll and asking questions and joining the Slack and starting channels. Like, that was awesome. And I'm just really grateful to be here, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.